Okay, everybody, so today I am making a dessert. I figured I'd flip the page a little bit from the food and the grilling. We're making a dessert. This is how I make my vanilla and chocolate icebox cake. If you're interested in learning how to make this, stand by. We're going to do it right now. Okay, everyone, today we are making another recipe for summertime, something quick, something easy. If you've looked at some of my recipes starting from July 4th, that's when I started my summer recipes, and I'll go right through until like September 3rd, I think, September 2nd. That first week in September, that'll be it for summertime recipes. So all those recipes, I think there's a total of 9. What'll happen is there'll be things that if you cook them in the house, it's not going to use a lot of heat. Things are going to be simple, quick, and then some things will be grilled. So, that's what these 9 weeks are geared for. Okay, so anyways, I just figured I'd explain that. Anyways, what I have in front of me, this is super simple. It doesn't take any heat. It just takes a little bit of effort, and then you're off and running. It's a great dessert for at night, or whenever you want to eat it. We're making a chocolate and vanilla icebox cake today. So again, there's no heat involved in this. It's just mixing things, layering it. Super simple, very good. Okay, so we're going to run down some ingredients. As you see, there's not much. I got some graham crackers. I tried to get plain graham crackers. I usually do the plain. This is all that my stores around me had was cinnamon. It's not a bad thing. So we went with the cinnamon honey made, the Nabisco brand. Okay, so we have that. We have vanilla pudding and chocolate pudding. Both of these are instant. You don't cook them on the stove. All you got to do is just add the milk, which is right here. I have some confectionery sugar here because we're going to make our own whipped cream. It's a nice little touch rather than to add, say Cool Whip to this dessert. So we're going to make our own whipped cream. We're going to beat up some whipping cream. I don't have the whipping cream in view here because I'm keeping it cold. It's in the refrigerator, but I do have 3 cups of milk here. So 3 cups of milk for the chocolate, and then I'll pour another 3 cups of milk, mix up the vanilla. We'll get that in the refrigerator, let it set up, and then we'll take it all out and we'll show you how to build this. Okay, so I'll be right back in a second. I'm just going to open up one of these boxes. I have a mixing bowl here off screen. We're going to mix it in there, and then we're going to pour it in, 1 chocolate here, 1 vanilla in here, and then we're going to let it set in the refrigerator for a little bit, and then we're going to start building this. So hang in there for 1 second. Should not be a long video at all, but very good, very tasty. I grew up on this. I ate this as a kid in the 70s. These recipes go way, way back. So hang in there, be right back. All right, so I'm gonna just start with, like I said, these are instant. No need to cook this stuff on the stove. Each package, like I said, goes for 3 cups of milk, and whisk it for 2 minutes, and you're done. Couldn't be more simple. Like I said, this recipe, these recipes go way, way back. Like I said, I remember, eating this when I was a child, and it's actually very, very good. So that's it. We just put the powder in there, and we're just going to whisk in. We're just going to whisk in for 2 minutes the 3 cups of milk. You can use beaters if you want to too. If you have an electric beater, you can do that as well. I'm just going to just beat this up for just a couple of minutes. Okay, so I just got done whipping this for 2 minutes. You can see it's nice and thick. So that's it. There's our chocolate pudding for this recipe. We're going to use all of this as well. So I'm just going to put the lid on this. We're going to put this in the refrigerator, and I'm going to get going on the vanilla pudding. So give me a second. We'll start the vanilla pudding in just a second. Right, on to the vanilla pudding. You can use any brand you want to. Like, there's a lot of stuff on the market today. I just try to use like really good ingredients if I can. Not saying that you can't use a store-bought, like, you know, if your local supermarket has their own brand, you could absolutely do that. But I'm just kind of, like, when I make inexpensive desserts like this, I try to use name brand stuff. That's just me. And I forgot to mention that I did say that there's milk here, but this is whole milk. I actually do this recipe with whole milk. Now, you can do it with 2% if you want to. Your pudding may come out a little bit thin, and after you put this in a cake tin, this may get very watery. So I do a whole milk here. If you make this with soy, these packages will not mix. So you cannot use soy milk on this recipe, or, you know, at least for the jello packs, you can't. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, vanilla pudding's in. 3 cups of milk, just repeating the process. Just like that. And we mix. Simple. All right, once again, I'm going to mix this up. You see how simple it is? I'm going to mix this up, and I'll be back with you in just a minute. The vanilla pudding into this bowl, same type bowl as the chocolate one. We're going to put a cover on this. We're going to get this into the refrigerator, and we're going to let this set. You can let it set for, I think it's a minimum of like 5 or 10 minutes, or you can leave it in there for 5 hours if you want to before you start building this. So prepping it is really the way to go, and then you can take all your ingredients out, and you can just build this this little icebox cake, in 5 hours if you'd like to. Okay, I'm gonna end this. The pudding is done. We're gonna get on. We're gonna get some heavy whipping cream out, and we are going to get the beaters out, and we're gonna make some whipped cream. If you don't know how to make whipped cream, I'll show you how to do it. It's super simple. It's 2 ingredients. It's heavy whipping cream, and it's confectionery sugar. And all you do is just take the confectionery sugar, put in as much as you want to, and however sweet you want it. So I'll be right back, and we will show you how to make homemade whipped cream. Very easy. All right, so now we're on to making this whipped cream. Again, not a big deal. I have this recipe here is not a, you don't have to get all worked up over this and all stressed out over this. Like, you want to make 2 cups of it, you make 2 cups of it. You want to make 3 cups of it, make 3 cups of it. So I have 3 cups, okay? So I have 3 cups here. We're just going to pour it in here. You can see how thick that is too. Okay, so we got 3 cups. We got 3 cups of heavy whipping cream. So what we're going to do first, before we do anything at all, is we're going to whip this. We're going old school. We got some old school beater stuff here, okay? And I'm just gonna start whipping this on low, and we're gonna go for, if you guys have ever made meringue, if you were making a lemon meringue pie, where it has the peaks, right? The peaks, like if you lift out the beater and the whipped cream is beat to a point where you've got those little peaks and valleys, like it's firm to the beater. Not too firm, but firm enough. I'll show you how to do this. I'm not gonna keep you with me the whole time because this is gonna be really, really loud. So I'm gonna mix a good part of it, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just bring you guys back with me so I could show you what the peaks are, and then we're just gonna fold in some confectionery sugar and sweeten it up. You want to add cinnamon to this, you can absolutely do this. You want to add a little bit of vanilla, a couple dashes of vanilla, you can do that as well. Very versatile stuff. So let me get going here, and I will be back with you in just a second to show you what I mean by stiff peaks. It should only be like 5 minutes basically of mixing time too. It doesn't take too long. It sets up pretty good. So I'll be right back with you guys and show you what I mean by stiff peaks. All right, so I just want to show you guys what I mean. See, if it's still loose, it's not really where I want it yet, okay? But I just wanted to show you guys. See, it's still loose. It kind of falls right off the beater, so it's not done yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix this. Yes, it's probably going to be loud, but I'm not going to talk through this. I'm going to mix it for another minute because it's starting to take shape now, and I just want to show you guys exactly what it does when it takes shape, okay? So no more talking from me until this is done. So hang in there. Sorry about the noise, but I do want to show you guys this. Okay, here we go. Okay, so if you look in through here, you can kind of see those, what I call them like small ribs. This is about to take off, okay? And what I mean by that, it's going to thicken, and it's going to thicken pretty quickly at this point. So we're going to turn the beater back on. I'm going to finish this up, and no more talking. Okay, hold on one second. All right, so I don't know if you guys heard that or not, but you can hear it really bogged down. Now look at it, right? So look at, see how thick now it is. It's not even coming off the beaters. Okay, so that's what, that right there is really what you want. This whipped cream, as far as I'm concerned, is done. If you guys make it, it doesn't really taste good when you just beat cream, but I just want to taste for the consistency, the thickness of it. So one second. Yep. Okay, so I'm just going to turn these on just to empty out the beaters, and we're going to start adding. We're going to fold in some confectionery sugar because that is not good without sugar. Okay, there's a foolproof way of cleaning your beaters as well. Okay, so all I'm going to do now is I'm just going to wipe down the sides because we did get some splatter. This is now the consistency that you want, or that I want. See? Just like that. It's nice and thick, and that'll hold up well. Okay, so confectionery sugar, real simple. We're just going to start pouring some of this in. And this is all, you know, this is all on how sweet you want it. If you don't like a sweet cream, a whipped cream, then, you know, put less in. If you like it real sweet and you got a sweet tooth that you're trying to satisfy, I mean, you could put in as much as you want, really. I started out with 3 cups of heavy whipping cream on this. I know I said that, but I do like to reiterate through my recipes on exactly what I did. Like I said, this is all, and you have to keep tasting this, by the way. Don't, you can just about taste the sweetness in that. I probably put in, I don't know, a tablespoon and a half in that, so we're going to add a little bit more confectionery sugar to this, and we're going to fold this in just like this. And then after we're done mixing this goes in the refrigerator with the pudding, and we have pretty much all of our ingredients ready to start doing this icebox cake. All right, let's see what it is. That's pretty good. I am going to put a little bit more in because I know how I have a pretty sweet tooth. So this right here should do it. Let's just mix that. Just like that. And like I said, you guys want to put a little vanilla in this, you can absolutely do that. I go through so many spoons making recipes for tasting. Yeah, that's good. I'm going to leave that just like that. I'm just going to scrape down the edge just like this. Okay, and we are going to leave this exactly like that. So this now is how you make homemade whipped cream. Told you, super simple. Start out with as much cream as you want to. You know, it's going to blow up a little bit as you mix it when it sets up, and you could put as much confectionery sugar in this. Do not put granulated sugar in this. You're gonna chew it, right? Always use confectionery sugar. You want a very, very fine powdered sugar. That's why everybody uses confectionery sugar, and that's the recipe. I'm gonna put some press and seal over this. This is gonna go in the refrigerator. Next time you see me, we're going to start building this. All right, so I am back to finish up this recipe, or to show you guys at least how to build this. So I have my vanilla pudding and my chocolate pudding. They've been in the refrigerator for, I don't know, probably about an hour and a half to 2 hours. I wanted them to really set up really good. This way it's nice to spread in the pan, okay? So what we're going to do is I'm just going to set those aside. I'll try to leave those in frame for you. And we're just going to pop open a box of graham crackers, and hopefully they're not all crushed, because that would not be good. Okay, so we're going to take a 13 by 9 pan. Now, you can do this 2 different ways. If you want a thinner, like that, I guess. If you want a thinner icebox cake, use a longer pan. If you want a shorter one, just use an actual square cake pan. I'm going to do it a little bit thinner this time because I have whipped cream to go on top of it. I don't have the whipped cream right now. It's in the refrigerator. I'm going to keep getting that nice and cold, and that'll be served at the top after we build this. So I say build this like I'm building a house or something. I'm not, but when you love doing this stuff like I do, I guess that's the terminology today. Okay, so this, it doesn't really make a difference what side you have up. You got the cinnamon side over here, you got the plain side down. I'm just going to put them down. That's all I'm going to do. So we're going to just line the pan just like this. Nope. I'm going to line the pan like this. Okay, and now we're just going to double up on some of them, just like this. Just make sure you cover the whole entire pan. Doesn't matter how you get there, just make sure you cover the whole entire pan. Like this. Okay, so let's open up another one. Okay, so just like that, like that, like that. Like I said, this doesn't have to be perfect. You know what? I'm going to take these 2 out, and I'm just going to run a whole thing right across, just like that. Okay, so that's all there is to this first part. Okay, now these are going to move around, so this could get maybe a little irritating. I'm not going to lift this up too much because they're going to slide around because it's a non-stick pan. So, having said that, I always start with the chocolate. You don't have to. You put the vanilla down first if you want to. So we're just going to mix this up a little bit, just like this. And we're just going to put all of this chocolate pudding. You can see where this is going to. Okay, and then we'll see how much, if we need the little bit left that's in there. I use an offset spatula. If you don't know what an offset spatula is, this is what it is. Then I use these to frost cakes, so on and so forth. Okay, so this is all we're going to do. We're just going to spread this around, get right over to the edge on everything. Yeah, this is plenty of pudding for a 9 by 13 pan. So one big box is perfectly fine of the jello mix. And like I said, this is going to move around just like it's doing to me right now. Not a big deal. Okay, so it's just like you're frosting a cake, right? Very simple. I try not to do too many hard things, although I will be getting into different ways to make different cakes and pastries and stuff like that. I figured I'd start this channel out a little bit slow as far as things that I'm going to wind up making. Okay, that's it, right? Okay, so that's the first layer. Okay, and then we're just going to repeat exactly what we did. Okay, so you can do this just like this, like that, like that. You never know what to say sometimes in these videos when you have an area where you kind of got like downtime here. Just like this, like this, like this. And everybody in my family at one time or another has had this. Okay, so we're going to do another row, another thing here. The whole idea, like, as far as like the graham crackers go, is I really like them whole, but you know, it's not necessary. So, all right, so here's what's going to happen now, right? You're going to get these when you put the next. I'm trying to just use up the little bit of graham crackers that we got for the edging here. Okay. All right, so you can see how easy this is. It's like, you know, if you got a smaller person at the house, as far as like somebody that's like 15, 12, you can make this for your parents. They'll love it. They'll love you for it. Okay, so this is it, right? There's your second layer. So anyways, what I was about to touch on was this here. Once you put this in the refrigerator, these are going to become soft because of the moisture in the pudding. That's what you want. It becomes nice and soft, actually. All right, so we're just going to mix this pudding just like this, and we're just going to pour this on just like that. So I do have a little bit left over. I just got to grab my offset spatula. I'll be right back with you guys. Okay, so now we're just going to repeat, right? We're just going to repeat exactly what we did, just like this, just like this. All right, nothing complicated. And then when you cut into this later on, you got chocolate and vanilla pudding with some really soft graham crackers and some homemade, I'm going to turn this around like this. Just like, and you don't have to be perfect about it, right? This is one of those desserts where you don't have to. If it looks like a kid made it, that's what it looks like. It looks like a kid made it then, no biggie. Okay, so just about like that. You try to smooth it out a little bit, but like I said, not necessary. Okay, there we go. I'm trying to hurry up so there's not a whole bunch of time here, because I try to make short videos, and apparently sometimes that does not happen. I try to keep my videos under 30 minutes, but like I said, sometimes they go over because the whole idea of this channel, when I started it and thought about what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do things with this channel, is to actually explain things that I do, right? Because sometimes I know I've watched videos and, you know, people, I'd be saying to myself, well, geez, why did he or she do that? And then, you know, you might want to know. Anyways, so enough babbling with that stuff. So I got a couple good ones in here. All right, so go up, and I'm just going to take a half one over here. And you don't have to worry about it being totally covered. There's a little gap in there, that's fine. No biggie. We're not stressing. This is a feel-good dessert, not a stressful dessert. And it's hell trying to, there we go, trying to get these little end pieces here to, okay. So you guys get the whole idea here, right? And then maybe a little piece there, and maybe just a little filler here. Okay, so this now I can lift it up and show you guys. So this now is exactly what it's supposed to look like. It's graham crackers, chocolate pudding, graham crackers, vanilla pudding, graham crackers, and we're gonna put this back in the refrigerator. Okay, we're gonna put this back in the refrigerator until I turn around and poke the top of these graham crackers and they set and they just start to become soft. Then it's ready to eat. At least that's how we always had it when I was a kid. That's what I'm used to, so we're gonna go with that. And I'll show you how I plate this when that time comes. Excuse the mess, usually I'm a little bit cleaner than that, but we'll be back. I'll put this in the refrigerator, we'll be back. We'll show you the end result. We'll put some of this on the plate, bring in some of the homemade whipped cream, maybe shave a little chocolate, we'll see, you know, make it a little fancy for such an inexpensive thing, and we'll be back. Okay, hang in there with me, we're almost done. All right, so it's been a little while. We've had this in the refrigerator for I'd say about 3 hours now. So this is what, I know the aluminum foil makes the lighting go crazy, so just bear with me. Okay, so this is what it's supposed to look like, and you can see the graham crackers are starting to get soft. Actually, they are soft. So this is what it looks like when it comes out of the refrigerator. So we're gonna turn around, we're gonna put this aside, and we have the homemade whipped cream along with it, and we're just gonna plate this up, right? Always got to plate your food, always got to try to make it look somewhat presentable. Now the first piece, this is off camera, you can see it right here. The first piece always comes out, it's like any other pie or cake. It's kind of a nightmare, so I'm not promising any good results here with this first one. So we'll get it out. I just don't know if it's going to be that pretty when it gets there. Actually, it's not that bad. I thought it was going to be way worse. Okay, so there we go. That actually looks pretty good, I have to say. So you can see in the middle there the vanilla and chocolate. So here's what we're going to do. So all I did was shave a little bit of chocolate. This is just for a presentation thing. This isn't just like this. All right, just like that. You can see how awesome that looks, right? Okay, so then we're going to just take some of our whipped cream, and we are just going to do a little bit there, put another little dollop there, and one there. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're just going to take a little bit of ground cinnamon, because the graham crackers have cinnamon in it, so I figure very lightly, just like that, not too much. And then we're going to turn around and we're going to put just a couple of pieces of chocolate in that. So that's how I would plate that. Something simple, something basic, but this is how, if you like this right here is how I make my vanilla and chocolate graham cracker icebox cake with homemade whipped cream. If you guys make this dish, leave a comment, put a thumbs up. If you want to share the video, be more than welcome to. Subscribe, click the notification bell. And that is the end for this recipe. I told you guys it was going to be really simple, it was going to be easy, and once again, beautiful for summertime. You cut a piece of this at nighttime, nice and refreshing. So once again, this is how I make my iceboxed cake, vanilla and chocolate with homemade whipped cream, and that is it for this recipe. Okay, so I'm just going to end this super quick. Do something kind for each other. Everybody stay healthy, be kind, do something for our neighbor if they're in need, and we will see you on the next video.